Thanks for having me. I think Dan covered most of everything on the weekend, but softball will just look to break their record Friday night. We'll look to break it on Saturday, all right, as far as attendance goes. But what a weekend for sports fans. And nothing better when you can watch baseball, softball, track, tennis, and then football, too, at the same time is awesome. We have a lot of great camaraderie among the coaches and the teams here, so it's going to be an electric weekend. And there's not an athlete out there that doesn't like to play on what we call the big stage in a weekend when you have big crowds and you feed off that a little bit. I know that our team certainly does. Ahead for us, we're thick into the Big Ten season. We have a big game tomorrow at DePaul up in Chicago, and then we'll be home to host Wisconsin, as you heard, this weekend for a great Big Ten battle, which we always get with them. At this time of the year in the Big Ten, there's a lot of parity from game to game, and you definitely can't, blink an eye before something changes in any given half inning. What we've been doing better is doing just that, focusing on playing good softball every half inning and winning innings. Questions?
Terri, how do you explain the slow starts, but then really coming on strong towards the middle, latter quarter of the season, not just this year, but I know it has happened in years past?
Well, we play a very challenging schedule, and our players know that when they come to Illinois that we're going to throw them to the fire right away. So we look to play the best throughout the country in all different regions. And if you study our schedule now, you'll see that we not only face some of the best teams, but some of the best pitching early on. And Dan just told you what pitching can do to your opponents. And we have in our lineup, we have 6 of the 10 in the lineup on any given day are underclassmen. So one, from an offensive standpoint, you'll see a hitter like Carly Thomas for us, who's now in the high 300s hitting, and she had a long way to go. She started out in the low 200s, but she's a freshman for us, outstanding left-handed hitter. So just getting your feet wet and getting some great game experience under you is really key. And you have to play good softball, and we like to, like I said, challenge our players. The Big Ten is a great softball conference, and we're just playing together well. I think what is so important there is when we have not been at our best, the team really sticks together. You really have to continue to fight hard, to put pressure on your opponents and stay committed throughout games, even when things aren't going your way. Earlier in the season, we didn't handle those half innings real well when things weren't going our way. Now our team does stay committed throughout the course of the game, and we're just getting better performances too. You play good softball, you have a chance to win. We're pitching better, defending better, and a lot of that has to do with our team knowing our identity. We need to score runs, and we're doing some of that right now with really most of our lineup hitting above 300. So you get a little bit different teams in baseball and softball here. But you have to know your identity and be comfortable with it. So our team's pretty comfortable knowing we need to put up some runs on the board. Hey, Cole, how are you? Good.
With all the events happening this weekend and everything, how do you make sure that you don't overlook a team like DePaul?
We can't overlook anyone, and that's another thing our team does a good job with is managing the schedule. Not just who you're playing next, but the next pitch, the next out. And DePaul is a nationally recognized softball program. They love playing on their home field. It's like a little Cracker Jack box if you're ever up in that area. It's right by the L. And being a Chicago girl, it's fun to go there. And we play great competition during the week. We had Illinois State last week, and we've had North Dakota State, who's in the top 25. So our players know they can't fall asleep for a second. We did have a slow start last week against Indiana State and needed to stay the course of the game. But we know better than to look ahead or look behind. We have to be in the present for sure, and definitely tomorrow against DePaul. Yes, sure.
You said the pitching has been doing better lately, and Jade McBanning has really been taking on a lot of the pitching responsibility. Has that been just because she's been pitching so well, or does the struggles that Shalise and Brianna have anything to do with it?
Well, if you have the hot hand, you get the ball on our team right now, and Jade has persevered through a slower start. She was injured at the start of the season, as you know, and has just come on and hitting her spots. She had an awesome end to the game, the third game against Maryland in that series sweep. She struck out a batter who'd only struck out 7 times in the year, and it was about a 12-pitch battle. So she's just really mentally tougher right now, and that probably comes from being seasoned throughout, like I said, the challenging schedule that we've played. But we do believe in our pitching staff. Shalise Arnold threw some of her best pitches in the second start against Maryland over the weekend. She said it's the most comfortable she's felt in a while, and she put a lot of pressure on herself early in the year as a senior, but we believe in her, and then our 2 newcomers can really give a different look to hitters. There's a lot of offense right now in the Big Ten, which I was just talking to the boss man about, so you really need to use all your pitchers and have them all ready to go. But Jade has had the hot hand, and she's been delivering for us, so we'll keep giving her the ball.